Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Dustin and today we're going to do something we haven't done in a very long time. We're going to do a cooking with Dustin. Although I'm not really going to be cooking that much. What we're going to do today is sort of a poor man's Cuban sandwich. And I love Cuban sandwiches. The only reason I say it's a poor man's Cuban sandwich is instead of Cuban bread, we will be using just normal French bread. And instead of the roasted pork, we're going to be using mesquite turkey breast. And yeah, it's a wonderful sandwich. Of course, when you get the real deal, it's a lot better. But for my purposes here, this is just an easy way to sort of kind of fake it a little bit. I can get roasted pork. I just don't like messing with it. It just makes a sandwich very unwieldy. When it's professionally made for you, it's usually a lot easier to handle, but when you try to make it yourself and you pile on the ham and then you pile on that roasted pork on top of it, it just makes the sandwich very unbalanced and hard to eat. But and plus, it's a lot of pork. That's a lot of pork on one sandwich. But anyway, what you're going to need for this, from my way of doing it anyway, you can experiment, look up recipes of the real sandwich and figure out how you can make it sort of a poor man's version yourself. Like I said, French bread works very good instead of Cuban bread. You will need Swiss cheese. You will need the smoked turkey breast and smoked ham. Gotta have these pickled dill slices, yellow mustard, and classic mayo. And yeah, we're just going to kind of put this together. I will be toasting the bread and some other things. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I got the bread there toasting, and as you can see, I laid out all the ingredients here. Laid out some chicken, or I'm sorry, that's turkey and ham, and then we have the Swiss cheese all ready to go. If I had a toaster oven after, I'd actually probably, let me see this real quick. Let's turn this down a little bit. Go again, just a little bit longer, get that nice and toasted. If I had a toaster oven, I would probably put both pieces of bread on the tray in there with the cheese and the meat on top, and that way everything gets kind of warm and toasted. But since I don't have one of those, we're just going to kind of do it this way. So once that bread gets toasted, it's really easy. All you do is throw on all this stuff, and that's pretty much it. So might skip the making of segment and just go straight to the sandwich, because it is a pretty easy sandwich to make. So. Okay, I drizzled on the mayonnaise and mustard there and put the two pickles on top. I'm going to do this Luke Moore style. Go ahead and toss on your Swiss cheese. Now, if you want to melt this cheese a little bit, that would probably make the sandwich a little bit better, but I'm hungry and I don't care at this moment. Urgh. One-handed sucks. But just kind of put the meat on there. This is the most ridiculous cooking with Dustin. It sounded like a good idea when I started it, and then about halfway through I realized this is not really that difficult, and but maybe most people don't know about the Cuban sandwich. And while this is not an authentic Cuban sandwich, obviously, for substituting turkey for the roast pork, it does quite nicely for my needs. And voila, there you go. Alright, that was pretty much the easiest cooking with Dustin I've done yet. But hey, it makes a delicious sandwich, and it's actually pretty packed there. So let's go ahead and get a big bite and try not to cut ourselves on this French bread, because when you toast French bread, it gets really hard. So here we go. Pretty damn close.
Now there's going to be a link down below to a recipe for a real Cuban sandwich, so you guys can see what all is involved in the real Cuban sandwich. And if you ever go to a restaurant that serves one, I highly recommend you try it, because they are really good. It's a really simple sandwich to make, but this will fill you up. Sometimes I feel like these videos are really disgusting. Maybe it's just me. But anyway, the sandwich is so good because the interplay, I mean, it's not that crazy of an idea, but it's really just the interplay with all the ingredients and the toasted bread and everything. It just makes it, I don't know, it's just so good. It's one of my favorite sandwiches, and unfortunately, in the region I live in, which is, you know, southeastern Ohio, it's not very popular. You don't see it anywhere. Maybe if I went to Columbus, there'd be a restaurant, like a sandwich restaurant, that would serve it. But you know, here in little Podunk, not so much. But anyway, that was just a kind of a quick one, just to kind of get me back into the swing of things with these videos. A lot of people have been asking for a Cooking with Dustin, and while this isn't the most in-depth one, you know, this is it's a really good sandwich to make. Really easy. If you make it this poor man's way, really cheap as well. I don't know the going price for, you know, already roasted pork. I would imagine it'd be very much more than this, but if you're like me and you just don't want to deal with the hassle, substitute in some turkey. It's probably healthier for you. But anyway, that is it for this video. You know, I don't know what else. You know, I'll have to think about some more Cooking with Dustin videos. People have been wanting them, and you know, I enjoy doing them. And now that I have somebody to cook for, hey, why not? So, anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.